Yeah, it's great. It's to have Matthew and Bryce at our club for Bryce for 2 more years and Matthew for 3 is fantastic. That's where our future is, and to have those two around our footy club for a long period is great. Yeah, we've been talking to, I suppose, a lot of players on our list to start the process. So Chris would be the next one, or talks have been going on. So hopefully we can get that going and get him signed up as well. Yeah, Robbie, exactly the same. I think most of the talks have sort of happened early in the year, so we've started it fairly early. So hopefully, those blokes get done fairly quickly. Yes, I think we can see parts of that in the game. I think when you're not playing with confidence and you're not playing the way that you'd like to, I think it's sometimes you start to think about your own game and really focus on what, playing on your bloke and not helping others. And I think that's sort of, filtered into our game a little bit. But, I can see the group turning it around, fairly quickly. And it does happen like that. You snowball and the effectors become, a bit more insular about yourself instead of trying to help someone beside you. So, we've spoken about it, so we expect a better team performance on the weekend. We've lost a lot of tools. We've lost a few midfielders as well now, but that's footy. I think you have to adapt, and some players will have to take up some different positions and different challenges in the season. So, but we've sort of lost a big, I suppose, crop of big men, especially in our forward line. Yeah, Dygan should play. Henderson will be very close. Cruz is going really well, so he's the one that sort of surprised us a fair bit from yesterday's training. So, he's one that could come back in and play this week as well. When you're playing well and got confidence, you can stand in a position or an area and you can be still fairly aggressive and move. I think when you're not playing so well, you stand in that area and say, I was in that area. And that's what we sort of spoke about before with the playing for yourself and, I'm doing the right thing, but in effect, it doesn't help everyone. So we want our players to know that if we make a few blues, we make a few blues. We've got to become a bit more proactive than reactive against opposition teams. So, we don't want to stand still and sit there and wait for the opposition to start and initiate the play. We need to get in there and get our hands on the footy first. We trained yesterday, especially around stoppages, and even with our game style, we didn't train for a long period, but we focused on being a lot more proactive and get back to the things that we do really well as a football team, because when you're not travelling as well, you actually start to think of all the bad things and we're not doing this right. No, we've got a lot of strengths at this football club, and we need to, go back and remind ourselves what they are at times when it's not going so well, and let's play to our strengths. That's what we do really well. And at the moment, I think we're looking at, we might do 2 good things, but one negative really outweighs that. So we want to make sure that we keep really positive and we play the way that we'd like to play. I think we've just got to be a lot more bolder in our play and play with maybe a little bit more freedom with that. If we make a blue, we make a blue. And that's probably the cycle of, your transfer of your ball movement. Sometimes you make a mistake and then the group stops running because you become very predictable. I won't make the error. I won't pull the trigger with the kick. And next minute the cycle goes on. They don't run. They won't pull the trigger, and everyone plays very stagnant and very safe. So I think we need as a group to play a lot more bolder football and be, if we make a few blues, we make a few blues. But we need to start to get and change the cycle of the way it's going at the moment. Eddie was taken out of context, didn't he say? Yeah. Well, he said that, so he must have been. Most of those comments are taken out of context, aren't they? Well, sometimes, but yeah, they're usually taken out of context. Most of those ones that are out there in the public forum are taken out of context.
So that's how you read that one?
Definitely. Eddie wouldn't go down that avenue, would he? I worry what we can do here and who we're going to get back and how we're going to beat the Geelong Football Club, because we had expectations at the start of the year that were extremely high. I think we just let them go now and let's worry about playing Geelong this week and getting things back on track the way we want to go. So, yep, we focused early and we said the expectations were to finish where we want. I think they go now and we just start to play footy and worry about what we have to do to get our form and confidence back. And, we need to do that really quickly. I think we've got the confidence to get there. I just think that's sort of, down the track. That's way down the track. I think we've got a lot of work to get back about playing. We've got Geelong and then we've got West Coast and then we've got the bye. I think we've got to really get our backyard in order before we can even think about worrying about those things down. That'll take care of itself. We've just got to get it done right here and right now, really quickly. No, not at all. But as I just said, things have changed. The landscape's changed a bit. We have to adjust to that, and we don't shy away from the expectation. But that's sort of gone and been removed and put down the back because we've got a lot of work to do to get and restore confidence, our form, and a fair bit of that belief again. And we think we can do it, but we've got to take the shackles off a bit as well. Yeah, I think that was last year. I think the personnel that played are different too. Geelong have had a lot of blokes retire, and it's a different Geelong outfit now. We've got different players as well. So we're just really hungry to get back out there and change what I suppose the performance of last week, which was very average. Yep. I'm not sure when he'll be available, and he'll definitely have to go back and play at VFL level to get some fitness back now. That'll be sort of 4, 5 and 6 weeks, and the competition's so demanding, and especially for tall forwards, they play high game time. He'll definitely have to go back and play at VFL level. It's a back, it's stiff, it hasn't recovered. He's walking around very, very ginger, and he's not ready to play AFL footy this weekend. So it might just go click and we've got him back next week, but it might take another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm not sure, and we can't put a finger on it at the moment. We're working through, things that behind the scenes and sending him off here and doing this and trialling things, but it's one of those things that it could linger for a bit longer than we'd like. He's not running at the moment, so that's what we're sort of talking about in the fact that he's just detraining every week and losing fitness, and we need to make sure that when he does come back, he can perform at the level that's expected in the team. So, we're not sure when he'll be back at AFL level. He might need 2-3 weeks at VFL level to get himself right. He might need a week, but we'll have a look at the GPS, his numbers, how he's feeling. But I can't tell you when he's going to play VFL level yet.